The affair didn't begin in a hotel room, it began the moment Christopher remembered how her name sounded in his mouth. Sahdey had once been the kind of love that ruins all future ones. Not loud. Not reckless. Just deep. The kind that settles into the bones and refuses eviction. She was the woman Christopher loved before adulthood taught him fear, before responsibility demanded strategy, before life whispered that passion doesn't pay school fees. She had married young, too young. A union built on pressure, not peace. On expectations, not affection. When the marriage collapsed, it didn't make headlines. It just emptied her quietly. By the time she left, she was carrying more shame than luggage, more regret than hope. For years, Christopher remained a sealed chapter of her life. A what if she never allowed herself to read aloud. Until one ordinary afternoon rewrote everything. It happened by accident. Or so it claimed. A mutual contact tagged a throwback photo online, unremarkable, blurry, harmless. Christopher paused longer than necessary. Her face had changed, but her eyes hadn't. Still steady. Still knowing. Still dangerous. He clicked her profile. She clicked back. The first message was polite. Safe. Almost innocent. Long time.
Wow, it's really you.
They spoke like strangers who shared a memory they were both pretending not to touch. Days passed. Weeks followed. Their conversations lengthened, deepened, softened. Laughter slipped in. Nostalgia followed. And before either of them noticed, silence between them became unbearable. Christopher never spoke ill of Amara. That was the most convincing lie of all. He spoke instead of stress. Of routine. Of responsibility. Of how life had become quiet. Sahdey listened. She always had that gift. She spoke of loneliness. Of surviving a marriage that starved her slowly. Of how she thought love had passed her by. Christopher listened too well. What they were doing had a name. They just refused to call it. It wasn't physical. Not yet. But it was intentional. Emotional cheating is never an accident, it is a decision made daily, patiently, carefully. Every deleted message. Every late-night call. Every time Christopher smiled at his phone while Amara sat beside him, folding tomorrow's clothes. He started sharing pieces of himself he no longer shared at home. His fears. His doubts. His buried dreams. Sahdey became the place he went to feel alive, while Amara remained the place he went to be responsible. And the most dangerous thing? It felt justified. Christopher told himself he deserved this connection. That it wasn't hurting anyone. That as long as he was present for Jewel and Star, as long as bills were paid and routines maintained, no harm was done. But love doesn't need permission to be betrayal. Sahdey, on the other hand, fought it, briefly. She tried to pull back once. Told him it was wrong. Told him he was married. Told him she didn't want to be that woman. Christopher didn't argue. He confessed. He told her she was the one who got away. The love he never buried. The name his heart whispered when the house was quiet. The reason something always felt unfinished. That was when resistance collapsed. From that moment, they began planning with their hearts long before logistics ever entered the conversation. They imagined futures that excluded reality. They spoke of fate. Of timing. Of wrong beginnings and right endings. Amara noticed changes, but nothing obvious enough to accuse. Christopher still checked in. Still kissed her forehead. Still asked about her day. Still laughed with the children. That was his genius. He didn't withdraw. He divided. By night, he lay beside his wife. By soul, he belonged elsewhere. The lie matured. Became deliberate. Strategic. Patient. Christopher began to imagine a solution, one where no one would call him a villain, where love would finally be honest, where pain could be managed. One evening, as rain tapped softly against his car windshield, he called Sahdey. His voice was low. Certain. Resolved in a way it had never been before.
Morning light on the kitchen floor. I built this house from love and more. Framed your fears, hung up your past. Thought we were built to really last. I wore devotion like a crown. Held you up, I held you down. Skipped my needs to fit your plans. Signed my soul with trembling hands.